You probably see me doing things in a certain way, like putting it under and pulling it. It's just my motor skills. It's just the way I do it. There's no right or wrong way. This is just the easiest way for me. If you'll find your own easy way, or you can emulate it. It's up to you. I'm going to use because I haven't had a chance to use it much. I was given at the show some vicuna dubbing, which is from alpaca.
Alpaca, yeah.
And it's quite coarse, but it's not as coarse as seal's fur. He tells me he does a finer one. So with seal's fur, the easiest way is, well, there's all sorts of ways of doing it, but if you just catch it and then you start to twist it, you can actually control it. So most of the time I would be saying, don't put on any more than's absolutely necessary. With seal's fur, if you're going to do it this way, put a great gob on and get it started off. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And then just twist it in, and you can take the bits off that you don't want at the end. So what I tend to do is I will pull this out to this at an angle at the point of the hook, and then I wind it on. And if I do that every time on the same hook, you'll get the same number of wraps every single time.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you're doing something for your bronze or you've got to tie 3 flies the same, you've got to find a way of making them all look the same, haven't you? I can't find my legs. I'll just tie you the. I'll just tie. Assume the legs are there.
Yeah, assume the legs are in.
Yeah.
Legless hopper.
Yeah.
Bit like me.
It's been on the boots. Just put the legs in there. Either side. Here at the front. If you tie a fly like that, you try it on the reservoir, it casts like hell.
Right. What you need to do when you're going to put a cloak on is you need to get a bed of thread. You don't want any of the hair on bare hook, because you'll just lose control of it.
Yeah, that was one of the. When I first started using deer hair, that was the thing they said. On the muddler, always leave the front section bare, so it would spin round.
Everybody's got their own way.
Yeah, no, this was done back 35 years.
I've had all sorts of hair stackers over the years. I've got a really fancy one in there. It's useless. This cost about £2. And I don't know where it came from, but it's great, it's heavy, you know, and
You tend to control the size of the bunch of hair that you use quite religiously, or not?
yes, because it's better to have too much than too little. I've always found, because if you put too little on it, you won't have enough to spin round, and you get a very sparse looking.
If you get too much,
yeah.
it becomes a.
Yeah, if you get, you'll know you've got too much because you can't bloody control it.
It's on the floor.
So you just get a way of doing it. You know what I mean? I always put a little bit of wax on as well when I'm going to spin it, because it just tends to grip the hair a little bit better.
Yeah.
So deer hair, there's an underfur in it, and if you don't clean that underfur out You can get best thing to get is a knit comb.
Yeah.
These little things are great, but, you know, just get the underfur out. If you can't, don't do that, it won't stack, right? Now, stacking means I'm going to put it in this thing, right? Put your eyes in. Right. Hit it on the desk. Some people say you shouldn't have a rubber on the bottom of it because it's like trying to hit something with a rubber hammer. I can't stand the noise, it drives me up the wall. Now, if you're going to spin hair like this with a muddler head on a fly this small, you don't want to be trimming it afterwards. Yeah? And you don't have to. So what you're going to do is you're going to make a mess. Set it on at the length that you want it. Okay? Transfer it to your other hand and cut it off just over the eye, right?
Yeah.
2 loose turns. I'm sorry you can't see much at the moment because I've got to get my fingers in here to... Actually, this will fit just as well without the legs.
No, you can't see the legs amongst all that, do you?
So you did two loose turns, and then you pulled down,
Yeah,
and then until it stopped.
that's right.
And then you did a couple of turns over and then
And then cut
you came
through.
in front.
Yeah.
But you control it with your other hand, right?
Yes.
You don't just sort of let go and just yank and just pull
Well,
it down. And then
you
spin
could.
around.
But I don't.
Yeah.
And if you see that collar, now you can push the collar back or you can pull it forward like I am. Yeah?
Yeah.
I've done it in a hurry. I've got a little hair trapped underneath there, so I apologise, chaps, but I think you can see the principle.